the failure rates for tech implementations, not just for procurement, but any other function. And most of what we're discussing applies to other functions as well, where there's like a multiplication of the technology available to support the different functions within the business. So what we do is we focus on the technology, right? And those 80% that fail, they're going, okay, we picked the wrong technology.
Right.
Technology does have some bearing on success, but I mean, the market's getting to a point where, to me, it's reaching a tipping point where instead of asking, here's what can the market do for me, and then settling for the answer, you can actually develop a strategy yourself, like where you want to go with your procurement business, and then ask the market, can you do this for me? And the answer is going to be yes, right? So it's a small shift in perspective, or a nuance in how you should approach the market, but it makes all the difference as well. So the technology, yes, does have some bearing on success, but much less than we think. The biggest issue to me is readiness for change and capacity for change. Readiness is the attitude. So it's working with your key stakeholders, aligning everybody on the big ship instead of having everybody on boats going in different directions, right? So having your key sponsors, your governance structure, everybody aligned on why we're doing this, and that it's a good idea, right? That they see the value in it. That in and of itself is difficult and can torpedo a lot of projects. But I find that is a known. It's a known unknown in the sense that you can work through it. You could go, okay, who's our stakeholders? Right. What do we need the messaging to be, et cetera? Like, it's something that you can work through quite easily. And then that's the second part is capacity for change. So that to me is a capability. And that's where it's harder because it's an unknown, right? To use Rumsfeld's old term, which is, you need certain skills around middlewares, interfaces, how the application market is structured. You need to understand certain things, and digital skills as well, right? Like just, your how you operate on a Windows system very deeply will lend itself to better implementation of these types of tools, just because they're all structured the same way, right? So that's the hardest part, because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what skills your team is lacking, essentially, to be able to be successful, because of the point you raised earlier, which is you don't implement these types of technologies very often as a procurement organization.